On July 1st, a special feeling sweeps across Canada. From sunrise in the east to sunset in the west, the nation comes alive with celebration. It's a day for reflection, joy, and coming together. The air fills with music, laughter, and fireworks. Canada Day belongs to everyone who calls this country home, a shared moment of pride and unity. Join us as we celebrate the great Canadian mosaic, woven from countless threads. Our exploration begins with the land itself. We will travel across 6 time zones, witnessing the incredible diversity of Canada's geography. Imagine starting your day with the salty sea spray on the Maritime cliffs, then journeying westward through the historic streets of Old Quebec, where French and English heritage meet. We will see the iconic Parliament Hill in Ottawa, the very heart of Canadian democracy. Our travels will take us to the beautiful lakes of Ontario's Muskoka region and the thundering power of Niagara Falls. The journey continues across the vast golden prairies, where the sky seems to go on forever, before reaching the awe-inspiring Rocky Mountains that pierce the clouds. But this journey is not just across physical space, it is also a journey through time. Canada Day is a moment to reflect on our complex history. We will look back at the origins of this nation, from the foundational contributions of Indigenous peoples to the moment of Confederation in 1867. We will trace the waves of immigration that brought people from every corner of the globe, each group adding new layers to our national identity. We will remember pivotal moments that shaped the country, from the building of the railway to the creation of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This is a story of perseverance, dialogue, and constant evolution. As we explore Canada's past and present, we will pay special attention to the province of Ontario. This region is a vital hub of culture, innovation, and history. We will showcase the dynamic energy of Toronto's skyline, a symbol of modern Canada. We will also delve into the communities of the Waterloo region, a center for technology and education. Here, we will see the vibrant campuses of Conestoga College, where the next generation of Canadians is learning and growing. Look closely, and you might see the CCDTV logo, a subtle nod to our role in bringing this story to you, woven into the fabric of these local scenes. This introduction sets the stage for a deeper exploration. It is a promise of the sights and stories that are to come. We will celebrate the things that unite us, our shared values, our love for the land, and our commitment to building a peaceful and inclusive society. We will also respectfully acknowledge the ongoing conversations about our history, including the important journey of truth and reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. This video is our tribute to Canada, its landscapes, its history, and most importantly, its people. Prepare to be inspired as we embark on this grand celebration of what it means to be Canadian. Our journey begins where the day is born, at the eastern edge of North America. The first rays of sunlight stretch across the Atlantic, painting the sky pink and gold. Light kisses the rugged Newfoundland coast, ancient cliffs, and quiet fishing villages. The Cape Spear Lighthouse stands as a silent sentinel, first to greet the new day. Morning light travels southwest, touching Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and New Brunswick. Here, the Maritimes' spirit of resilience and warm hospitality shines. The Atlantic dawn is more than a sunrise, it's the awakening of a national spirit. We follow the St. Lawrence River into Quebec, where French heritage and vibrant culture come alive. Quebec City's old walls and cobblestone streets feel like stepping back in time. The iconic Chateau Frontenac stands proudly above the city. In Montreal, old-world charm meets modern energy. People gather in parks and squares, celebrating life together. Beyond the cities, Quebec's countryside is dotted with villages and farms. Here, history and community shape a unique Canadian spirit. Crossing into Ontario, we arrive in Canada's most populous province, rich in diversity and natural beauty. Our journey begins in Ottawa, where Parliament Hill hosts vibrant Canada Day celebrations. In Toronto, the CN Tower rises above a city alive with multicultural festivities. No visit is complete without witnessing the awe-inspiring Niagara Falls. And in Muskoka, families gather by sparkling lakes, celebrating Canada's spirit in nature's embrace. Our focus now narrows as we delve into a particularly dynamic part of Ontario, the Waterloo region. This area, encompassing the cities of Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge, is renowned as a global hub of technology and innovation. It is a place where forward-thinking ideas and entrepreneurial spirit thrive. On Canada Day, this forward momentum is balanced with a deep appreciation for community and heritage. We see this blend at events in Victoria Park in Kitchener, where families gather for live music and food trucks, showcasing the region's diverse culinary scene. The atmosphere is one of collaboration and shared optimism for the future, a reflection of the region's character. A key pillar of this innovative ecosystem is Conestoga College. Our cameras take you onto its vibrant campuses, which are central to the life of the Waterloo region. We see modern buildings equipped with state-of-the-art technology, where students are gaining the hands-on skills needed for the careers of tomorrow. Even on a holiday, the spirit of learning and growth is palpable. We feature subtle branding, a CCDTV logo on a banner at a Campus Canada Day event, or students wearing Conestoga apparel as they volunteer at a community barbecue. These visuals highlight the college's deep integration into the local community and its role in shaping the next generation of Canadian innovators, tradespeople, and leaders, reminding residents of the foundations upon which their modern, thriving community was built. It is a perfect example of how Canadians honor their history while eagerly embracing the future, a theme central to our journey across the nation. The strength of the Waterloo region lies in its people. We capture candid moments of connection and celebration. Children getting their faces painted with maple leaves, neighbors sharing stories over a fence, and diverse groups coming together to enjoy a fireworks display over the Grand River. The sense of community is strong here, built on a foundation of mutual respect and a shared commitment to building a welcoming and prosperous home for everyone. This special focus on the Waterloo region and Conestoga College, brought to you by CCDTV, serves as a microcosm of the Canadian story, a tale of growth, diversity, innovation, and unwavering community spirit. Leaving the dense forests and bustling cities of Ontario behind, the landscape dramatically transforms as we enter the Canadian prairies. The sky opens up, becoming a vast, endless dome of blue that stretches from one horizon to the other. This is the heartland of Canada, encompassing the provinces of Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. Our journey continues westward, following the path of the historic Canadian Pacific Railway, the steel ribbon that first tied this nation together. The land is a sweeping expanse of golden wheat fields and grasslands, rippling like a calm ocean in the summer breeze. The sheer scale of the landscape is breathtaking, instilling a sense of humility and wonder. In Manitoba, we visit Winnipeg, a city with a rich history located at the confluence of the Red and Assiniboine rivers, a place known as the Forks. For millennia, this was a meeting place for Indigenous peoples, and today it remains a central gathering spot for the city. On Canada Day, the Forks is alive with activity, hosting one of the country's largest celebrations. We see stages with live music, a marketplace showcasing local artisans, and families enjoying the riverside. It is a place that honors its deep Indigenous roots while celebrating the multicultural fabric of modern Winnipeg, a true crossroads of Canadian culture and history. As we travel further west into Saskatchewan, the province known as the Land of Living Skies, the scenery becomes even more expansive. The journey here is often one of long, straight roads that seem to disappear into the horizon. We pass by iconic grain elevators, wooden sentinels that stand as monuments to the region's agricultural heritage. In cities like Regina and Saskatoon, Canada Day is celebrated with a strong sense of community pride. Parades wind through downtown streets. Parks are filled with families enjoying picnics, and the day culminates in brilliant fireworks that illuminate the famously vast night sky, which is often clear and filled with stars. Our journey across the prairies concludes as we approach Alberta, where the flatlands begin to give way to rolling foothills, hinting at the dramatic change in topography to come. In cities like Calgary and Edmonton, the spirit of the West is palpable. These are cities built on energy and optimism, and their Canada Day celebrations are grand and boisterous. The Calgary Stampede grounds might host pre-Stampede events, blending cowboy culture with national pride. Throughout the prairies, the celebration is deeply connected to the land and the seasons, a recognition of the hard work, resilience, and community spirit required to thrive in this beautiful but demanding environment. Our journey reaches its most dramatic shift, the Canadian Rockies, where prairies give way to towering peaks and turquoise lakes. Soaring above Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, we witness nature's raw splendor. By train, we follow the Kicking Horse River through mountain passes. Descending into British Columbia, Vancouver greets us where mountains meet the sea. The sun sets over the Pacific, concluding our coast-to-coast journey across Canada's breathtaking landscapes. Before any ships crossed the Atlantic, this land was not empty. It was, and still is, Turtle Island, home to vibrant First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. For thousands of years, they built rich cultures, complex societies, and deep connections to the land. To understand Canada, we must first acknowledge this ancient and enduring presence. For many Indigenous peoples, July 1st is not a day of celebration, but a reminder of loss and resilience. Honoring this truth is the first step toward reconciliation and a more just future for all. Canada's story begins with French and British rivalry, shaping a land of two cultures. The Quebec Act protected French rights, laying the groundwork for a bicultural nation. Confederation in 1867 united 4 provinces but excluded Indigenous voices. The Red River Rebellion revealed deep tensions. Canada's birth was not a single moment, but the start of a complex journey, one still unfolding as the country continues to define who belongs within its vision. With Confederation established, Canada set out to populate its vast lands, symbolized by the Canadian Pacific Railway, a monumental project linking the Atlantic to the Pacific. The railway, built through the dangerous labor of thousands, including many Chinese immigrants who faced harsh conditions and discrimination, became the backbone of the nation. Its completion triggered a massive wave of immigration, as the government recruited settlers from Europe to farm the prairies. People arrived by the hundreds of thousands, seeking new opportunities and transforming the landscape with farms and communities. These newcomers brought diverse cultures and languages, laying the foundation for Canada's multicultural identity. But this growth came at a cost. Indigenous peoples were displaced, forced onto reserves, and their ways of life suppressed to make way for settlement. Immigration built the agricultural heartland, but also entrenched colonial systems, a dual legacy of hope and dispossession. Over the 20th century, immigration diversified further. Refugees after World War II, and from the 1960s onward, arrivals from Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, and Latin America. Cities like Toronto and Vancouver became multicultural hubs, with newcomers continually reshaping Canadian society. Today, Canada's diversity is a defining feature, but the story of growth remains intertwined with the ongoing challenge of reconciliation and justice. The 20th century tested and defined Canada's national character. The Battle of Vimy Ridge in World War I marked a turning point, as Canadian soldiers fought together and forged a distinct identity. Sacrifices in 2 world wars earned Canada respect but left deep scars. Post-war, Canada embraced peacekeeping and built a social safety net, with universal health care becoming a core part of its identity. The adoption of the maple leaf flag in 1965 symbolized growing independence. The Marathon of Hope, led by Terry Fox, inspired the nation with courage and compassion. the patriation of the Constitution in 1982, and the Charter of Rights and Freedoms enshrined equality and rights for all Canadians. These moments of war, peace, heroism, and legal achievement shape what it means to be Canadian. On July 1st, Canadians reflect on this complex legacy of resilience, progress, and shared values. In recent years, July 1st has become a day of reflection as much as celebration. Once known simply as Dominion Day, it now prompts Canadians to confront the impact of colonization on Indigenous peoples. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission's work has challenged the nation to acknowledge the legacy of residential schools and commit to reconciliation. Canada Day is evolving, a time for both patriotic pride and solemn remembrance. For many, it's a celebration of freedom and diversity. For others, a day to honor Indigenous resilience and mourn injustices. Increasingly, it's both, a recognition that loving one's country means facing its flaws and striving for justice. This maturity is reflected in new traditions, public education, reflective ceremonies, and community dialogues. The meaning of Canada Day is being redefined by all Canadians together. It's a chance to ask, what kind of country have we been? And what do we want to become? July 1st is an opportunity to write the next chapter, one of truth, respect, and inclusion. The true heartbeat of Canada is found in everyday moments, especially around the table. On Canada Day, food unites the country, reflecting its geography and multiculturalism. From Atlantic lobster boils to Quebec's tourtière and poutine, each region brings its own flavor. Prairie celebrations feature Alberta beef and Saskatoon berry pie. In British Columbia, wild salmon is a highlight. Maple syrup, harvested in spring, is a national icon, used in everything from desserts to glazes. The Sugar Shack is a cherished tradition, especially in Quebec and Ontario. Today, Canada's table is global jerk chicken, pho, pasta, curries, and more. Join classic butter tarts and Nanaimo bars. In cities, you can taste the world in a single neighborhood. This fusion of flavors is a delicious metaphor for Canada itself, diverse, vibrant, and ever-evolving. Food is the universal language that brings Canadians together. Every meal is a celebration of the country's diversity. Music is the pulse of Canada Day, echoing across park stages and backyards. The celebration's soundtrack is as diverse as the nation, from the anthem O Canada to Celtic fiddles in the Maritimes and Francophone music in Quebec. In urban centers, the sounds range from Caribbean steel drums to Indigenous drumming, South Asian melodies, and rock and pop. This musical mosaic reflects Canada's multicultural promise. Iconic artists like the tragically hip Leonard Cohen, Joni Mitchell, and Neil Young provide a shared songbook for the nation. Canada Day also spotlights emerging local talent, with community festivals giving new artists a stage. From small-town parades to city orchestras, music unites Canadians of all backgrounds. It transcends language, inviting everyone to join the celebration. On this day, music becomes the collective chorus of a nation, joyful, reflective, and inclusive. In Canada, hockey is more than just a sport. It's a national obsession and a cultural unifier. On Canada Day, street hockey tournaments fill neighborhoods, and the sound of sticks on pavement echoes the country's spirit. From frozen ponds in winter to summer games in the street, hockey brings Canadians together, teaching teamwork, perseverance, and pride. It's a joyful celebration of community, identity, and the simple act of play. Canada Day is a mosaic of celebrations, each reflecting the unique character of its community. Across the country, vibrant festivals showcase the many cultures that make up Canada. In cities, Canada Day blends with multicultural events, featuring music, dance, and food from around the world. Indigenous powwows invite everyone to celebrate and learn, honoring the first peoples of this land. Pride parades add to the festivities, celebrating diversity and equality. On July 1st, Canadian unity shines in the joyful celebration of difference. In Ontario, Canada Day is a vibrant blend of local pride and national celebration. From massive gatherings in Toronto to small-town parades and pancake breakfasts, communities come together in unique ways. Volunteers and neighbors power these events, creating a true sense of belonging. It's about connection to place, to people, and to community. This is the heartbeat of Canada, communities coming together, celebrating their shared home. As daylight fades across the country, a collective sense of anticipation builds. The daytime celebrations of parades, picnics, and festivals slowly give way to the magic of the evening. Families spread blankets on grassy hills, friends gather on balconies, and crowds find their spots along waterfronts, all turning their gaze to the darkening sky. This is the moment for the grand finale, a tradition that unites Canadians from St. John's to Victoria. The Canada Day fireworks display is the spectacular punctuation mark at the end of a day of national celebration, a shared experience that transcends age, language, and background in a universal expression of wonder and joy. The first explosions of light are met with a collective gasp, followed by cheers from the crowd. The sky erupts in brilliant bursts of red and white, the colors of the Canadian flag painted in fire against the night. Each firework is a work of art, shimmering gold willows, crackling chrysanthemums, and cascading waterfalls of light that elicit oohs and ahs from below. In Ottawa, the display over Parliament Hill is a stunning spectacle of national pride, synchronized to a soundtrack of Canadian music. In cities like Montreal and Vancouver, fireworks are launched from barges in the water, their brilliant colors reflecting on the surface, doubling the beauty of the show. This moment is about more than just the visual spectacle. It is a profound moment of unity. For those few minutes, hundreds of thousands of people across the country are doing the exact same thing, looking up in shared awe. All the complexities and conversations of the day fade away, replaced by a simple, childlike delight. It is a moment of pure celebration, a noisy, joyful, and beautiful expression of togetherness. As the grand finale builds to a deafening crescendo of light and sound, it feels as though the entire country is celebrating as one, a powerful and emotional climax to the day's festivities. As the last firework fades and the smoke clears, a sense of peaceful contentment settles over the crowd. People begin to gather their things, their faces still glowing from the light. The air is filled with happy chatter and wishes of Happy Canada Day, exchanged between strangers in multiple languages, a final reminder of the country's welcoming diversity. This shared experience creates a lasting memory, a feeling of connection to a community and a country. The Night of Light serves as a beautiful and hopeful conclusion to the celebration, sending everyone home with a renewed sense of pride and belonging in this vast, diverse, and vibrant nation called Canada. Our journey from coast to coast, from the first light of dawn over the Atlantic to the final sunset on the Pacific, has shown us a Canada of breathtaking beauty and incredible diversity. We have traveled across majestic landscapes, from the rugged shores of the Maritimes to the historic heart of Quebec, through the vibrant hubs of Ontario, across the endless prairies, and over the formidable Rocky Mountains. This vast and varied geography is the stunning stage upon which the Canadian story unfolds. It is a land that inspires awe and humility, a constant reminder of the natural splendor that is both our heritage and our responsibility to protect for future generations who will call this place home. We have also journeyed through time, reflecting on the complex and layered history that has shaped this nation. We began by honoring the millennia-long presence of Indigenous peoples, the original inhabitants of this land, whose cultures and histories are the foundational chapter of Canada's story. We explored the path to Confederation, the waves of immigration that brought the world to our shores, and the defining moments of trial and triumph that forged a unique national identity. This history is not a simple, celebratory tale. It is a story of dialogue, struggle, and an ongoing effort to build a more inclusive and just society for all its members. Throughout our exploration, we have seen that the heart of Canada lies in its people and their communities. We have tasted the nation's diverse cuisine, from poutine to cedar plank salmon, and listened to its varied soundtrack, from Celtic fiddles to the beat of a powwow drum. We have celebrated the passion for hockey that unites us and the mosaic of festivals that showcase our multicultural fabric. In places like the Waterloo region, we witnessed firsthand how institutions like Conestoga College are deeply woven into the community, fostering innovation and a spirit of volunteerism that strengthens the nation from the ground up, a testament to grassroots Canadian spirit. This Canada Day, as presented by CCDTV, is therefore a celebration of this rich tapestry. It is a recognition that Canada is not one single thing, but a dynamic and ever-changing mosaic woven from countless different threads. Each thread, representing a person, a culture, a region, a piece of history, is essential to the strength and beauty of the whole. Our unity is not found in sameness, but in the way these different threads come together to create a pattern that is complex, vibrant, and uniquely Canadian. This day is an opportunity to appreciate every color and texture in that magnificent design. As the fireworks fade and celebrations end, we're left with more than memories, a renewed sense of what Canada is and what it can become. Our country is a work in progress, shaped by conversations, courage, and hope. We celebrate our diversity, our freedom, and the promise to build a better future together. Happy Canada Day in every language, from coast to coast to coast.
Welcome to Tour Gliding. Today we take off on an exciting sightseeing tour through the city of Cambridge. We'll explore historical landmarks, meaningful public spaces, as well as more recent architecture and attractions that make up this thriving community. Well before Cambridge was established as a city, there were people living and flourishing on this land for generations. The land this city sits on is known as the Haldimand Tract, which spans for 6 miles on either side of the Grand River. This area is known as the traditional indigenous territory of the Neutral, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples. Cambridge was officially incorporated in 1973, founded from the unique merger of 3 cities, Galt, Preston, and Hespeler. Each community brings its own story, with its own heritage, and yes, a hint of rivalry that still lingers today. At the time, there was quite a bit of pushback from locals when the provincial government went through with the merger. To this day, you might hear residents proudly claim their roots in Galt, Preston, or Hespeler. Cambridge is home to a remarkable number of stone buildings, the result of 3 key factors: an abundant local supply of building stone, excellent limestone for mortar, and the arrival of skilled masons in the early 19th century. Today, the city has a diverse population of residents and is situated within the fastest growing region in Canada, the region of Waterloo. First on our tour is the downtown core of Galt, picturesque with the Grand River running through it. The downtown was allegedly nicknamed the City of Spires, due to the skyline being adorned with several church steeples and clock towers. Because of its historic charm and architecture, the city has been used as a backdrop for major TV shows, such as The Handmaid's Tale, The Queen's Gambit, and Murdoch Mysteries. Galt showcases an impressive array of stone buildings and homes built of limestone or field granite. Few places in Ontario have as many industrial buildings made of local stone. From factories to the business blocks lining Main Street, these enduring structures showcase the town's timeless beauty. In 1816, a prominent lawyer named William Dixon, practicing in Newark, what we now know as Niagara-on-the-Lake, purchased 90,000 acres of land along the Grand River. Accompanied by Absalom Shade, a carpenter from Buffalo, Dixon ventured north along the river to inspect these newly acquired lands. It was here they established Shade's Mills, a settlement that would later be renamed Galt in 1827 in honor of the Scottish novelist John Galt. Back then, this was a community in its infancy, slowly growing around its new mills and post office, as settlers arrived to build their future. Galt's early days were humble, rooted in agriculture. But by the late 1830s, it began to evolve into a bustling industrial hub, earning the nickname the Manchester of Canada. For much of the 19th century, Galt was the largest and most important town in the region, before it was eventually surpassed by Berlin, now known as Kitchener. Those folks always think they're better than Cambridge, don't they? Flying into the core of Galt, we can find the Cambridge City Hall, a mix of modern and traditional architecture. Starting with its bold beginnings, the site dates back to 1857, where it was once Galt's town hall. The initial design was thought to be unimpressive. At the time, Galt's 3,500 citizens held a town meeting to voice their concerns. Locals felt the building design lacked the grandeur needed to reflect Galt's growing significance as an industrial center. After overcoming a few hurdles, the town hall took shape, opening its doors in 1858 with a first-floor council chamber, a basement market, and the mayor himself laying the cornerstone. In the 1960s, architect Peter Stokes added some modern elements, relocating entrances and incorporating an elevator into the tower. A conservation master plan has brought the building closer to its original configuration, restoring its woodwork, masonry, and iconic bell tower. This plan also connects the historic City Hall with a modern neighboring administration building, bridging old and new, literally, while preserving the stonework that makes this building so unique. Today, it's a living museum and working city hall, anchoring the civic square and sharing its plaza with a historic cast of neighbors, including the Wellesley Methodist Church, built in 1879. The Cambridge Farmers Market, built in 1887. The Cambridge Centre for the Arts, built in 1922. And the Galt Fire Hall, built in 1898. From the clock tower to stonework, the Cambridge City Hall is a step through history that forms a living tapestry for the city's rich civic and cultural past. Welcome to the Old Post Office. Built between 1884 and 1887, with its prominent location overlooking the Grand River, this building once housed Galt's post office, customs office, and other essential government services. Its unique style is the work of Thomas Fuller, Canada's chief architect at the time, who aimed to make this and other federal buildings symbols of national reverence in small communities across Canada. This 2.5-story building is an eclectic mix of Gothic, Romanesque, and Second Empire styles. You can see these influences in its clock tower, designed to be visible from both the street and the river. The meticulous stonework, with rich textures and carefully placed contrasts in color, gives the building a sense of depth and elegance. Even its windows are a nod to Romanesque revival, with arching semicircular frames that draw your eyes to the intricate stone detailing around each opening. Positioned on a prime corner lot, this site captures views from every angle, connecting the historic Galt area with the river's edge. In recent years, the post office underwent a massive renovation, with interiors being updated and the addition of modern structural elements. The original stone facade was preserved and stands as a homage to Thomas Fuller's vision of functional yet striking architecture. Today, it's an all-digital library, providing study space, public programming, or even just a place to relax and take in the views of the Grand. Gliding up the river, we find Cambridge Mill. Built in 1842, this 5-story stone structure is one of the city's oldest surviving industrial landmarks. The building itself is formally known as the Dixon Mill. The rushing waterfall we see is a result of the dam built in 1837. Designed to harness the river's energy for both the Dixon Mill and the Turnbull Textile Mill, which we'll touch on later. The mill's stone walls were quarried right here in town and are embedded with heart-shaped fossils, left behind by ancient mollusks, adding to an even deeper layer to the mill's history. The mill was originally established by Mr. James Ewart in 1843 and named in honor of Robert Dixon, son of Galt's founder, William Dixon. At its peak, the mill was generating more water-driven energy than any other water power plant in Waterloo County. Over the years, it took on new roles, housing the Galt Gas and Light Company from 1889 to 1911, a company that brought light to Galt until hydroelectric power from Niagara took over. By the 1980s, after extensive renovations, the old stone mill was transformed into the picturesque mill restaurant, offering dinners with sweeping views of the river and a unique chance to immerse in Galt's past. Just steps from the mill, we find Mill Race Park. Created in 1978 from the remnants of the Turnbull Textile Mill. Paying tribute to the industrious past that once powered Galt's economic prosperity. Visitors can peek into the excavated mill raceway or canal, once housing machinery that worked tirelessly to keep the town thriving. The park itself was part of a larger riverbank development program, started after the city was struck by a severe flood in 1974, helping to preserve the area's natural beauty while minimizing future flood damage. Today, Mill Race Park is a seamless blend of history and recreation. It's a spot for summer concerts, food vendors, holiday displays, and wedding photos. A beautiful reminder of Galt's industrious past and a vibrant part of Cambridge's present. Flying over the pedestrian bridge, we enter the Gaslight District. A reimagined industrial area where history and modern amenities merge to create a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Back in the 1800s, this area was a hub of industry, crafting engines, boilers, and water wheels. These buildings are believed to be one of Ontario's last intact collections of heritage industrial sites. Today, they've been carefully reimagined into a community hub, filled with restaurants, galleries, and event spaces like Conestoga's Smart Centre. You'll even find a brewery and tapestry hall, an event space where everything from concerts to weddings come alive. The heart of the Gaslight District is the Square, which hosts everything from sports games on the jumbo screen to outdoor movie nights. People come here for a night out, for food, or to immerse themselves in local events. The Gaslight District is relatively unknown outside of the region, and you might just want to keep it all to yourself as well. Just don't gaslight your friends. As we fly past the old train bridge, you might be wondering what an entire castle is doing in the middle of Cambridge. This ornate building is actually a school, although not for witchcraft and wizardry. It's known as Galt Collegiate Institute, or GCI. Built from fossilized limestone, quarried from the riverbanks nearby, the school's architecture is an example of the Scottish baronial style. Features of the style include the crow-step gables, Romanesque arches, and two stone towers that dominate the skyline. The main tower being the subject of much rumor, with students and staff claiming ghostly encounters. Superstition aside, inside the main entrance, history greets you with a memorial tablet commemorating students who served in World War I and II. Set back from the road with spacious grass fields and forested banks, the land was donated by the founding Dixon family, who were key in establishing Galt as a center for education. Originally known as Galt Grammar School, it started as a private school for boys back in 1852, shaping generations of scholars and leaders under the guidance of esteemed educators like William Tassie. Today, Galt Collegiate Institute remains a staple landmark in Cambridge, from its majestic towers to the generations of students who've passed through its doors. Galt Collegiate is a major cornerstone of Cambridge's story. As we glide into downtown Preston, we can see that King Street still carries architectural traces of its German-speaking Mennonite founders who settled in the early 1800s. Drawn here by the arable lands along the Grand and Speed Rivers, one of the first settlers was John Erb in 1805, where his sawmill and grist mill sparked the beginnings of the town. By the 1830s, young tradesmen and artisans flocked here, drawn by the growing community and its opportunities. You can picture the streets buzzing with craftsmen, their work building the foundations of Preston's future. But this town wasn't just about work. It was also about healing and leisure. Back in 1837, an Erb family member drilling for salt stumbled upon sulfur-rich springs. Initially dismissed as worthless, stinky water, the high sulfur content was later hailed for its medicinal properties. This discovery transformed Preston into a destination for health seekers from across North America. Several hotels opened up in town, most notably the Delmont Hotel, later renamed to the Preston Springs Hotel, which was built in 1888 to take advantage of this health craze. Its mineral baths drew celebrities like the famous baseball player Babe Ruth and Lucy Maud Montgomery, author of Anne of Green Gables. Contributing to Preston's growth was the railway that was built in 1894, connecting Preston with its neighbors Galt and Hespeler. Suddenly, Preston wasn't just a quiet village. It was a growing hub where people, tourism, and industries flourished. Sadly, the town's glory days eventually faded, as did the hotel. While it served various purposes like housing naval trainees in World War II and a retirement home, it eventually fell into disrepair and was demolished in 2020. The story of the town is a reminder of Preston's once thriving tourism era. And today, living in Preston means being a part of a community steeped in history, but alive with modern energy, the downtown recently being revitalized and restored. Although the era of sulfur healing baths are well behind it, the lush natural areas surrounding Preston can have healing properties of their own. These areas include Riverside Park, which is right next to where the hotel was located, Linear Park, which runs alongside the Grand River, North Dumfries Conservation Area, and the Walter Bean Trailhead. All places you can escape into nature, take a walk along the trails, have a picnic, or maybe it's just a place to touch grass, watch the river, and nourish your mental health. Welcome to Hespeler, a charming historic town built on a hilly landscape next to the Speed River. Hespeler's story begins in 1784, but the town itself really grew in the 1800s. Originally called Burgetown, then New Hope, it became Hespeler in 1858, named after Jacob Hespeler, a German entrepreneur who arrived in 1845. His vision transformed this small settlement into a hub of industry, with a grist mill, distillery, and woolen mill among his achievements. By 1901, Hespeler officially became a town. Its industry carried on with factories producing bathtubs, appliances, and even hockey sticks. Today, you can still sense that industrious past in the old stone factory buildings and architecture left behind, some of which have since been renewed into residential units. The town sits along the Speed River, a 56-kilometer offshoot of the Grand River, with trails and lookouts offering stunning views of the river and village. The Hespeler Mill Pond, Dam, and Jacob's Landing are perfect for exploring the area's natural beauty. It's a quaint place where you can take a moment to watch and listen to the cascading waterfall, inviting you to pause and embrace the moment. Flying over the old Hespeler Town Hall, this two-story brown brick building was constructed in 1914. It was designated as a heritage site by the city of Cambridge in 2001. Together with the nearby library and other surrounding structures, it creates an impressive streetscape that tells the story of the community. It housed the offices of the mayor and clerk, the police department, and even the town jail, as well as facilities for taxation, health, and welfare services. The site is now a fire hall, which keeps its function as a government building while preserving the structure itself. Right next door, we can explore the incredible transformation of the Hespeler Library, a project that has revitalized a 1923 Carnegie Library. The library pays homage to the town's thousands of mill workers who helped shape its identity. During World War II, Hespeler was Canada's largest mill town, producing uniforms and providing jobs for nearly 5,000 workers. Inspired by Hespeler's textile history, the glass casing represents layers of fabric, casting shadows that reflect different times of the day, inviting viewers to peer closer to discover the original structure within. Not only is this transformation beautiful, the building doubles its usable space and has slashed energy use by over half. This approach to sustainability has earned the library multiple architectural awards. This space honors collective memory and points to a new vision of what libraries can be in the 21st century. Places where design, function, and history seamlessly intertwine. On the topic of education and eco-friendly initiatives, Cambridge is home to two Conestoga College campuses. First, Conestoga's Fountain Street campus. Opened in August 2011, this impressive 260,000 square foot facility is just across Highway 401 from Conestoga's Kitchener Dune campus. Here, you'll find the School of Engineering and Technology, several programs from the School of Trades and Apprenticeship, and the Institute of Food Processing Technology. The campus has 1,800 solar panels to support a 500 kilowatt system, generating 750,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year, equivalent to 65.4 homes using electricity for 1 year. This solar array provides enough renewable energy to power 100% of the heating and cooling for the nearby campus. A short drive away, we arrive at Conestoga's Skilled Trades campus on Reuter Drive, a vital hub that opened in 2022 to meet Ontario's demand for skilled workers. Spanning over 40 acres along Highway 401, the first phase of this campus includes a state-of-the-art 322,000 square foot building with over 150,000 square feet of dedicated shops and labs. Designed specifically for industrial, manufacturing, and construction trades training. Conestoga's Cambridge campuses are right at the heart of hands-on education. Gliding into nature, just minutes from the city, Shades Mills Conservation Area is a beautiful day-use park, packed with activities for every season. In the warmer months, you can hit the water and try your hand at paddling or a variety of other water activities. You can also explore the area's 12 kilometers of trails winding through mature hardwood forests along Mill Creek. And for beachgoers, there's a long sandy beach along the reservoir, great for a swim or a family picnic. When winter arrives, the park transforms, offering cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, and even ice fishing. Shades Mills is a year-round destination, ideal for experiencing the outdoors. So whether you're after a serene paddle, a scenic hike, or just a place to picnic and unwind, Shades Mills Conservation Area has you covered, any day, any season. Thank you for joining us on our tour through the city of Cambridge. As we conclude our journey, we hope that this program has ignited your curiosity and inspired you to continue exploring this unique city, and to walk its streets with a newfound appreciation for its history and architecture. Embrace Cambridge as you immerse yourself in its attractions while engaging with the friendly community that calls this charming place home.